Okay. If one of your closest advisors strongly disagreed with you, how would you decide who was right?
I don't believe there's really often an objective truth. Sometimes there is, but not always. And I expect the people around me to push back. Not to push back for the sake of pushing back,
But just to challenge you a
but to
little.
push
Right.
back if they have alternate views.
That's healthy for democracy.
I think you need it. And I think that if you can't defend your position, maybe it's not a strong position. You can't really be making decisions just based on vibe and gut alone. You really need to back things up. I do think that you need one decision maker in entities and organizations. And I think that that decision maker is best served by having diverse voices around them. I think there's a recognition that you can be sure that you're right, and if everybody's telling you that's wrong, that more often than not, you should be listening to the people around you. That I think it's in terms of both whether or not you're really right, even if like you feel like you're right, because we all think that whatever's in our head is right, but then we can look back 5 years and say, boy, a bunch of that stuff was wrong. And just remembering that every single time that you're sure that you're right, that you are fallible, that you are human. And so being able to allow yourself to do something that you don't think is right when your team is telling you one thing. There are times when I will still do a thing when my team says, this is not going to be helpful, you don't do this. And I have found success in knowing when my team is undervaluing or overvaluing certain information and being able to hear what they're saying and still evaluate and do different things, which is why I've raised the money in a way that was very different than anybody else ever and was able to get in the ballot using my own political understanding of our state. So there were things that I feel very strongly about. And then you also have to think about the team dynamics, where if you are always asking your team for input and then always ignoring them, well, they're going to stop giving you input. And if you get defensive and you don't allow someone to make their point known, they will stop fighting back against you. And then they will eventually just not want to be part of the team and not actually be giving their full and best effort. And so there is a bit of that too, and knowing when to have that sense of when you need to give a little bit as a leader as well, because there's a lot of ego that can come in where you can say to yourself, well, I have final say. And sure, you do, but it doesn't mean that you need to make it all about you all the time, because it can't be about you all the time, because the only way that you're going to get success, and I've been saying this a lot recently, is if everybody's rowing in the same direction. And so to be able to get everybody working together, because if you as a leader are going to be ignoring your people, they're going to also be subconsciously then working against you. And you don't want that either. And so you have to always be sort of fine-tuning your relationship with your trusted advisors, the people around you, but also being able to not let that hold you back at the same time and lead in a way that that then gets people on board to then trust your judgment when you do have to make harder conversations and decisions. So there's no right answer, ultimately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.